in the case of what's going on with Lil Baby, basically there was a video being, I don't want to say shot because it's going to get confusing. Lil Baby was filming a music video. It was in an area that he wasn't supposed to be in, quote unquote. And he's had issues back and forth as a member of 4PF. And then he moved away from 4PF. He was shooting the music video in the area he wasn't supposed to be in. Someone and several people who were at the music video filming were injured because there was a shooting, an actual literal shooting that happened during that time. So some people were injured. There was loss of life. And now the APD, the Atlanta Police Department, is saying Lil Baby is responsible for being in an area he knew he wasn't supposed to be in. So let's get into the story here and see what the APD is talking about. And is Lil Baby really responsible? And we're going to hear the response from Lil Baby's camp. Let's see what they say.
Atlanta police now blame the deaths of 2 Atlanta teens last summer on a violent street gang in our community. Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us for Fox 5 News at 5. I'm Tom Haynes.
I'm Courtney Bryant. Just hours ago, APD announced they now have charged 7 people with the murders. Fox 5's Tyler Fingert is live at Atlanta Police headquarters to tell us what we're finding out. Tyler?
Yeah, Courtney, good evening to you. Investigators say 2 13-year-olds were innocent victims caught in a gang retaliation shooting while celebrating a birthday.
The overall theme of this case is grown men playing gangster.
Atlanta police say these are the innocent faces of gang violence in Atlanta. 2 of them, 13-year-old boys Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman, were killed. And 11-year-old Dontavius Davis was wounded last July in a shooting on Spark Street. APD says Freeman was killed on his 13th birthday.
Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes. Before gang violence ultimately took his life.
During an afternoon news conference, investigators blamed the deadly shooting on a local rapper. They said the attack was in retaliation for the rapper entering a rival gang's territory to film a music video.
In the subsequent days, we saw homicides and shootings, and ultimately the deaths of 2 children as a result of his cowardly actions, and you know who you are.
Authorities say a high-ranking member of the Goodfellas gang who was incarcerated orchestrated the attack using a smuggled cell phone. Following those instructions, the suspects opened fire at an apartment complex where the 3 young teens were gathered to celebrate Freeman's birthday. Police say they weren't the targets.
These kids were innocent victims.
This is in Atlanta.
When we talk about the gang involvement, these 2 13-year-olds and this 11-year-old, they didn't have a gang involvement.
Those arrested were identified as Keontae Sanders, Richard Hollis, Reginald Thomas, DeKeithion Mobley, Marcus Crawford, Tradon Crawford, and Allie Caldwell. The final 2 were arrested Tuesday. Police had some tough talk for those responsible.
And these dudes that did the shooting, they do have ties to a gang that was either opposed to or against Lil Baby and other members of 4PF. Sound familiar? Yes, it does.
The final 2 were arrested Tuesday. Police had some tough talk for those responsible.
Goodfellas Criminal Street Gang being one of the most hyper-violent gangs in the city of Atlanta, and we will pursue you relentlessly in making sure that we keep this city safe and suppressing violence.
Dang.
And the investigation continues. There is a $50,000 reward for information about this case. We're live in downtown Atlanta tonight. Tyler Fingert, Fox 5 News.
Good to know police are finally getting some answers. Tyler, thanks.
All right. So as a result of this press conference, which we're going to review in another video, and I'll link to it below, there was a response from Lil Baby's camp. And they were not happy about what was said by the Atlanta Police Department. So in this quote, they said, the part of the press conference on Wednesday by Atlanta Police Department that made an obvious reference to Dominique Jones was a complete and total nonsense. To say that he couldn't shoot a music video in his hometown, a place that he loves and has continued to uplift, is disgraceful. Even more, the location for a major music video shoot is a decision made by a professional team and is not a decision made by an individual. QC allegedly made the decision. We're going to get into a lawsuit that's actually, as a result of this shooting, is being put against QC. So even more, the location for a major music video shoot is the decision made by a professional team and is not a decision made by an individual. Bringing his name into a conversation regarding a terrible crime for which he had absolutely no involvement is unprofessional, unethical, and shameful. And it's also, well, I won't say the APD, but I'll say it's the certain district attorney that's pushing this. Dominique is devastated about the situation because those children came from the same neighborhood he did, and he will continue to build up his community in any way he can. Drew Feinling, Marissa Goldberg, the Feinling law firm, attorneys for Dominique Jones. All right, so we've got an article here from XXL. We'll get a little bit more into what's going on and what Lil Baby's camp is saying and what actually happened in the back and forth that went down between Lil Baby and the Atlanta Police Department. So Lil Baby's attorney, Drew Feinling, has released a statement to XXL in response to the Atlanta Police Department's insisting during a recent press conference that the rapper's actions led to the murder of two teens. And we just read that. All right, here's the original story. Lil Baby is reportedly being called out by the Atlanta Police Department, who are insisting the rapper's actions led to the deaths of two teenagers. Him going to film a music video, they're saying that led to the death of these two teenagers. This sounds like Fani Rico waiting to happen. It's wild. Lil Baby linked to the murders by Atlanta Police Department. During a press conference on Wednesday, February 26th, the Atlanta Police Department announced 7 arrests have been made in connection to the killing of 13-year-old Jacody Davis and Lamont Freeman, who were shot and killed at a birthday party last July. Major Ralph Wolfork stated the shootings were a part of a gang war that was started with the shooting at Lil Baby's music video shoot last May, where 3 people were injured. Lamont Freeman was allowed to be a 13-year-old for 27 minutes, we just heard, before gang violence ultimately took his life. Woolfolk says around the 11:44 timestamp of the video below. Gang violence that was orchestrated by adults and the cowardly acts of an Atlanta-based rapper, shots at Lil Baby, that decided to go into a rival gang stronghold in a place he knew he should not have been. Notice, he did not call 4PF a group. He didn't call 4PF a record label. He called them a rival gang. And this is where I'm thinking, Lil Baby, I know you love your city. You put on for your city, you stand up for Atlanta, you represent the A. I get it. But you need to get the f out of Atlanta now. They're calling it a rival gang, which means that they have already decided, and Viverito has already taken screenshots to show and build the case for the fact or the thought that 4PF is a gang. Because you can't have I don't have a rival gang because I'm not a gang. So this wording he used is very, very interesting. And I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling we all know where this is going to go and where Fani's going to take it. Local Atlanta news stations WSB TV confirmed Woolfolk was referring to Lil Baby by obtaining arrest warrants. Woolfolk says following the music video shooting, multiple shootings and homicides took place that seemed to be retaliatory. Sounds like YSL. The teens' murders were the result of an unnamed Lil Baby rival calling in a hit from prison. You know who you are. This team will work relentlessly to hold you and the persons you are affiliated with responsible, Woolfolk adds, referring to the rapper. On May 14, 2024, a drive-by shooting occurred in Northwest Atlanta near the Hidden Village Apartments on Verbena Street, where Lil Baby was shooting a music video. 3 males in their 20s sustained non-life-threatening injuries. Fan captured video showing Lil Baby and his team pulling up to the shoot prior to the gunfire erupting. All right, so we're going to actually play this video for you. If y'all haven't seen the video, check this out, courtesy of TMZ. All right, here we go. This is where it all went down. So you see them setting up and getting the music videos area ready, and then you hear the shots. Crazy.
What the fuck? Where you at?
He gone. You can put it up. He gone.
Who the fuck was that?
He said he gone. You can put it up.
Watch
And you hear people screaming in the background too.
real school, bro. Them like they were shooting their own video the whole time. They were plotting on their ass.
Why he shooting it? Man, get your ass up. I'm getting down like they tell you in the military. He just blacking, man. Them boys gone, man. He shooting at nobody.
Nah, it was just a nigga on the side of that wall with a stick, though.
You get the fuck out the way.
But them they get for always trying to just accept the money.
It's nasty work.
Some in a white car got down there and started shooting back up at them. Yeah, they was in a white car. They stopped down at the cut right there and let loose. Huh? Yeah. Man, you were coming back with your enough artillery down there.
Yeah, old man hit the floor. So that's the background story and the response from Lil Baby. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the comment in the chat. Is this the next Rico? This has been in works for a while. You know, the police have been watching and following Lil Baby. There's even been a video out from Lil Baby getting pulled over because his window tint was too dark. I mean, it's going to be a mess. Let me know what y'all think.